My major contention here tonight is these recycling bins. Those pictures were taken Monday. That's what our maintenance guys come into every Monday. In between Monday and Friday, they are picking up at least once, if not twice. The problem is, and I'll say that I am in favor of recycling, but this isn't recycling as much as it's just getting rid of trash. And I know I see people out there all the time from outside the borough, primarily from Franklin, and
You don't pay your garbage bill, you dump it here.
right. So this is something I know, is a necessity somewhat, but we have got to deal with this. This is to the point of ridiculous. We're paying, every time we got to pay these guys to pick it up. It just is ridiculous. I called today. I had talked to John earlier, and I actually called Viola, and I called a couple other ones I didn't get a hold of. There are no garbage companies that pick up in Sugarcreek Borough that offer recycling as part of their pickup. So I don't know what the answer to those people will be. I know Franklin has recycling as part of their garbage and their water, sewer, and garbage bill. So
Talk to Viola, did they indicate that, would they look into starting something?
they're not interested at all. And the reason the lady told me was it's just a money-losing proposition.
Floats with the price of
It's it's just unfortunate because my guess is most of that stuff just goes to landfill anyway.
Well, we're paying for that.
It's contaminated, and once that stuff is contaminated, we sort of, over the weekend, we had a cleanup day, and we got blitzed. We took electronics, which, we'll never do that again, but we ended up with one 35-yard container of TVs and computers. But it's not unusual to come out here and see a TV, tires, and we have to pay to get rid of the tires. I mean, so there's more cost involved with just this recycling thing out here, and we have to, as a borough, as a council, it's a very difficult decision, and I know I'm going to be in the front page of the paper, the manager wants to take recycling away, but I'll be frank with you, there's no benefit. I mean, there's just no benefit to our borough with that mess out there.
Well, what's gonna happen is they won't even realize the dumpsters are gone, they'll just take it out there and set it if we do away with the dumpsters.
At that point, then we have to fence the property off.
Then that's littering. If there's no dumpsters there, that's littering.
Then you cite them.
Yep.
Right.
Dick,
You
how
gotta
many
catch 'em.
hours a week do you actually have to spend the guys cleaning that up?
Oh, I don't know. It doesn't take long because we all, as a group, 8 of us go out there, or 6 or however many's there, and we just go in there and hit it, get the backhoe, stomp it all down with the backhoe, then fill it back up and keep
You're looking
stomping
at
it.
probably 6 or 7 guys for at least a half hour. To
Yeah.
Get the worst picture and give it to the paper.
Well, there's
Yeah,
people, it's empty now and they're still stacking them outside. They can't
Right,
even
right.
throw 'em in.
Yeah, they won't even throw them in. That got emptied last night, and now we come in, and these guys, first of all, there's a lot of pride here in Sugarcreek Borough. They don't want it to look like that, and, I've never not, sometimes they're in here at 7 o'clock in the morning, picking it up as soon as they get here, and they get started before they do anything else. And that, to me, is nonsense. So,
I've literally seen them give it a drive-by, never even get out of their vehicle, throw it out the window and keep right on going.
If it was recyclable, it would be, but it's mostly trash.
right.
Pretty soon
You
the
don't
rats
go
will be
through
there.
it, do you? You
We
just
can
put
better
it
shoot
in
rats.
boxes, right?
You not shoot rats?
Yeah, we never,
Contact
saying,
Cranberry
if you
and
know
see what
it's
they're
garbage,
doing,
you can
because
get- put it
I
someplace
read
else,
the
or
paper, they're
just
making
go
some
there.
whatever they throw in there, it's supposed to be in the
Actually-
dumpster, goes in the dumpster.
Well, actually, I had gone to the meeting in February. Eric Johnson, he's in charge of the recycling, and Tracy Jameson from Franklin was there, Frank Pankratz from Cranberry was there, there was a young lady from the city of Oil City, Rick Johnson from the county. And then there was I believe that the guy was either from Violi or Tri-County. He was like one of their regional guys. And Frank, their situation is a little different. They actually have 35-yard containers, okay? And it sits right outside their office. And Frank actually has a window or two that he can see. And then, I mean, he watches it pretty, they also have cameras on theirs. You know, the big issue is, this is already costing us we pay $267 a month to have it picked up. We get approximately $1,500 a year back in terms of a grant. So the cost is about $1,700 to the borough. If we have to, put cameras in and and if we go to bigger dumpsters, actually, we're looking at probably $500 to $600 a month. So it becomes a bigger problem.
Have you ever checked up at Pleasantville? They have a system up there that, just like some of the Salvation Army cans, you gotta put up in, you put your recyclables in. If it don't fit in there, it don't go in there, but it's for recyclables only.
Well, I think if everybody here gets a paper, last week the Salvation Army had a article in the paper. And they're running in the red because people are literally throwing garbage in their containers.
Yeah.
And, so this is, John and I had talked about it a little bit today. We don't have required garbage service in the borough. That's a whole nother, it's a billing department, it becomes a nightmare. You add on all this stuff and then you gotta make them pay. The recourse we have right now with sewer is we can go to the authority in Franklin and have the water shut off. That's the only way we can get our sewer bills. We have bills in Sugarcreek that are $6,000 and $7,000 because we have no way to get their water shut off. So they just keep using our system until the house changes hands, So garbage is really not a thing we can actually incorporate here and be effective. But, this is only gonna get worse before it gets better, and I think it's reached the worst of the worst, and,
It's an eyesore.
I need some, I'm recommending we eliminate it, it's what I'm recommending, but that's up to you as council members, so. Don't have to deal with it tonight, but, as summer comes, the stink begins.
I'll make a motion that we eliminate the recycling out here because of the abusiveness of the public.
Well, it's eventually gonna attract rats. Motion by Bob Reesner to eliminate the dumpsters. Do I have a second? Recommend we table it this time to talk about it.
That's all I have, thank you.